Green Arrow number 27. Benjamin Percy writing, Jamal Campbell on the art. So this picks up. So he goes with Ollie's with Flash initially. They go to Washington, do a bit of crime scene investigating. Barry's like, "All right, I'm gonna go test the stuff, like, you know, in the lab. You know, DNA, chemistry, all that malarkey." So he runs off to do that, and that leaves Oliver in Washington to investigate stuff. And the Ninth Circle are basically trying to assassinate people with their sort of fancy tech suit that one of their assassins is in.
Yeah.
And that brings them into sort of Wonder Woman's path. There's some really cool, actually, probably some of my favourite stuff of this issue is Ollie and Wonder Woman kind of fighting in front of the Washington Monument. Like, see that part
banter.
where see that part where she like almost skirts him across the water like a stone, like a skipping stone.
Yeah.
That really cracked me up. I thought it was pretty.
I
fun.
liked it. Even the sound effect was skish.
Yeah.
For that.
That was good. And obviously, eventually, they end up working together. She puts the lasso on him to make sure that he's not full of shit. And it turns out he's not. He's actually.
He's not, but he's still a jerk in his conversation. Like, his tone is still so Ollie. And again, so what I talk about with Percy versus Tomasi and doing the heavy-handedness, this issue of Green Arrow is no less heavy-handed than anything else we've gotten. But it's the way that Percy writes it and kind of calls it out as it's happening that makes it land truer to me.
I think also it's just the fact that expectations. I've come to expect Percy to be heavy-handed, and I still have a bit of a problem with it, especially in this one when it's, you know, he's doing the speech in front of the flag. I think that's a bit, still a bit heavy-handed. But I kind of expect that from Percy now. That's just I go in knowing I'm going to get that.
So they eventually stake out. The senator's making a speech, and there's an assassination attempt from the monument, which is fun stuff. Like, the art was pretty decent. I mean, I think the artist here is suffering a little bit because he's up against so many good artists that are usually on this book. And I think it mostly is okay. I think Wonder Woman looks a little bit funky in a couple of scenes. Flash looked a little bit funky at the start. I think the actual Green Arrow characters, though, mostly look pretty good. It's the guest star superheroes that look a bit off to me.
Yeah.
So I think Wonder Woman's all right, but it's the Flash I really don't like.
Yeah, I was feeling that.
That very first page.
I think Wonder Woman's muscles are just a little bit too bulky looking to me. Like, see the panel where she grabs the rocket that's come from the monument? Just look at her shoulder. It's like all these bumps.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too sort of
I
know.
Yeah. I was gonna say when you're talking about the Green Arrow characters, the Emmy and Black Canary story, I really enjoyed the art there because when Canary does her canary cry, you can like see the sound waves. I thought that was a cool little touch.
Yeah, just as a waveform instead of just circles. That was cool.
Do you know what I appreciate, actually? Maybe it's because the lettering and Green Arrow is maybe more distinct, but I feel like even though the art's a little bit different, because the colours are the same and because the lettering is the same, it does make it feel like it's still part of the same book, and to a point.
Also, have we seen when Wonder Woman uses the lasso, the dialogue boxes change color? Because that's pretty cool.
Maybe not the whole box. I've definitely seen an outline on them. Like, I think that's what we usually see.
I think we usually see the yellow outline.
Yeah, so usually a yellow outline either outside of the bubble or inside the bubble, depending on where they put it.
Yeah,
because that really made it stand out when it's not just that, that's how you tell he's telling the truth. And like it says, like, you remember that time you hit on me? He goes, yeah, and then you hit back. Like, it was just, he can't, he's being compelled to do this, and I like that.
Yeah. So the senator, the save actually still gets grabbed. Like, the Nine's already in their limo. It's the pretty devilish looking sort of finale. And then the ultimate sort of revelation is that both Barry finds this in the lab, and then they find it on the sort of the fancy tech mech suit that they take the assassin down in, that LexCorp's involved. So the next issue is Oliver going to Metropolis to LexCorp, and so we will likely see him next issue.
And
so that's fun.
It's likely though, like, because we now know that Lex is on the hero side, so someone within here in LexCorp is working with the Ninth Circle, right? Like, you don't think it's Lex himself?
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I feel like it'll be one of his lieutenants, if you want to use that word.
I'm excited to see Ollie confront Lex. Like, that's going to be a banter like we've never seen, I think.
Yeah, no, that's true. The only other way it could be is if Lex was in that partnership, when he was more evil.
Right.
And so this is older stuff that they've still got.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I liked it because it really upped the stakes of the Night Circle and the Burning Men. Like when they assassinate that general because he's kind of like, well, he's strategic to get rid of him, to get their way, but he's also calling out like, why are we building this? Like, this is so much wasted money.
Yeah, all this weird high-tech shit. We could just drop some old-fashioned bombs. That works just as well.
Yeah. And of course that doesn't work in the favor of the Night Circle and what they've done with Star City. So, and then with the Senator, like, to find out that she's wrapped up with it too, and then they assassinate her at the end. It's just, I told this to Pete earlier in the week after reading it, it's almost like all the subterfuge, and it's almost like Percy's telling a version of Secret Empire, but like it's not having to be this big event. It's actually happening in the background.
It's just a story. Just remember, I did have another problem with Wonder Woman's dialogue when she said, "Oh, heroes don't kill." I thought it was a bit strange coming from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, my only problem with Wonder Woman's dialogue, actually, that one didn't stick out to me. For whatever reason, I don't have a problem with that. Because at least heroes shouldn't, like, even if she is willing to kill, like, the idea that heroes shouldn't be, like, going out their way to kill or whatever still kind of
No, but it was hero. They don't kill was in bold. Like, she was really putting emphasis on it, and I was like, I mean, if you told me that coming from one of the, he's going to visit all these other heroes in this arc. That's the point. Yeah. It didn't feel right coming from Wonder Woman to me.
I can see it. It didn't bother me that. The only line that bothered me is at one point she makes that quip about all the shoots and I was like, oh, it's faster than speed and bullets. That's the other guy. I'm faster than hours, or whatever it was. And I'm like, it feels weird she's referring to Superman as the other guy. That felt out of place to me. I feel like I don't know if
she could have called him Soups.
Does Green Arrow? If Green Arrow knows who it is, I would expect her to say Clark.
I don't.
But
know
but they're in public. Yeah. She could have called him Soups.
I don't
or
think
Big
she'd
Blue.
say this. She goes, oh, maybe I'm not faster than a speeding bullet, but I'm definitely faster than a speeding arrow. She doesn't need to say
that guy.
No, it was the other guy thing that stuck out to me as feeling weird. I didn't feel that she'd because that feels like she doesn't know who it is. It feels like she's never met him. Like, oh, that other guy who's in that other city that I've never met. That's what it sounds like.
He was there when his son was born. Like, they have a relationship.
Yeah.
That's Aunt Diana as far as John's concerned.
Yeah, she's the godmother to John.
Yeah, exactly.